Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany. And if you're joining us, coming right from Tommy C's SFTP, well, I'm sorry. No, welcome, everybody. All right, check it out, guys. Let's just get right into it. Let's not screw around too much. Let's start after that. Last Emmy Award-winning, soon-to-be local Emmy Award-winning broadcast by Tommy C with the voicemail fucking guys over there. How do I follow that? What do you do? What does one do when you have to follow something like that? Well, here's what you do. You wing it. You fucking do the best you can. And the reality is, all it is coming down to it is storytelling. I mean, everything that you do, everything Tommy does, everything I do, it's all we do is tell stories. Because if you may or may not know this, I love stories. Always have, always will. Just kind of been a big fabric of my being since I was just a little kid. Wrote a book a few years ago, as a matter of fact. Fucking true story. Still on Amazon to this goddamn day. It's there. But I'm always telling stories. I'm always the one who's spinning yarns or giving you guys little tidbits from my day. And I'm getting kind of tired of it. It's time for you motherfuckers to pull your weight. So this show, it's a your show. It's about you guys. So here's what's going to happen. It's a different take on viewer. What the reality is, I just didn't want to call it viewer questions. I mean, that's kind of, you know, the truth of it here. I don't want to call it viewer questions, but that's all right. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to bring you guys in from Discord and from Skype, and you're going to tell me a story. You're going to tell me a limerick. You're going to tell me a poem, a haiku, an anecdote. You're going to tell me something that's going on in your lives, or you're going to give me a news story. You're going to ask me a question. Really freaking simple. And we're going to hit that shit. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a nice, relaxing show. It's going to be an entertaining extravaganza. That's what we're going to do tonight. So without further ado, and D-Rock says, plug the book title. It's The Chronicles of L.J. Stevens by me, David Van Cura. Hey, donation. All right, let's check that out. Holy shit. Sold at Lowell, donated $50. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Pretty good. Thank you for that amazingly generous donation. Now, I'm wondering, are you just donating $50 or is there something that you want? Because, I mean, there are things that go with $50 donations on this channel, but I don't know if you're aware of that or not. So before the chat influences you in a negative manner, please let me know what you might want, because I hope it's not what the fuck I think it is. Anyways, if so, I have it sitting standing by. Oh, God, it's going to suck so bad. Big shout out to everybody in chat. Obvious Mimic, Frenchie, Ben, Eric Duchamp, fuck you. Dated Ryme is here. Mark Prakash, Kirsty Graham. All kinds of people. No, 10 packs. Wait, Eric, is that you, Eric? I need to know who that is. Who was that? Was that Eric? I didn't know who the fuck it was. I don't want to do the goddamn fucking chocolate. I don't want to do that fucking chocolate, man. I'd rather open 10 packs of Pokemon cards. Wouldn't you rather see 10 packs of Pokemon cards? I mean, come on. Wouldn't you? I think you would. I know I would. I don't want to do this fucking instant regret. I need to take it off the goddamn docket. Oh, my God. Let's see, who was that? I don't know who that was. All right, we're going to go into Discord. We're going to go into Skype. On Skype, David Van Cura, DavidVancura. Or, of course, the number 702-751-2902. We're going to take your guys' calls. Ah, shit. There's another one. Charles donated $5. Totally forgot to change my name on Streamlabs and nothing. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Charles. Thank you. I think that was the same guy twice there, I believe. Let's find out. And if that is, you want nothing? Namaste to you. I'm going to give you some Pokemon cards regardless. That'll be on the next Pokemon stream. We will open up some more cards for you. Fucking dynamite way to kick off the show. I just want to confirm it's the same guy. And it is. Thank you very much, Charles. Good man, good man, good man. Very kind. Too kind. Too kind, as a matter of fact. Okay. So let's go into the old Discord and see who's standing by. You know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with a little bit of German love. That's right. Some German loving. Leech Live, tell me a fucking story.
What story do you want to hear?
Whatever you want to tell.
I'll give you two options. All right.
I knew you wouldn't just listen to the goddamn thing that I'm telling you to do. I knew you were going to give me a fucking choice. Why could you just do what I told you to do? Just tell me a story. Go ahead, give me the options.
Because there's only a number of things that are exciting in my life because I'm such a boring person.
All right, well, give me options. What's the options?
So I either Edge farewell tour.
Okay.
Hospital story.
Okay.
Vacation story. What do you want?
God, those are all boring fucking options. Hospital story. I'm hoping your dick may have gotten cut off.
No, okay. Let's talk about how I avoided death once in my life. Okay.
Sweet. Tell me about how you avoided death.
So when I was 13, my appendix was removed, right? Which is a very standard thing they do.
Sure.
While that happened, apparently something messed up, and the entire thing inflamed again.
Oh.
So what happened was I was running around for a year with a size in my body that had the size of 2 times your fists.
Nice. That 2 times my fit. I got big fucking ham hocks of fists.
Yes, that big.
Whew.
So I was running around for a year from doctor to doctor, and they were trying to figure out what was wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because I was bullied a lot, I was sent to psychologists.
I could see that.
I had an ache in my stomach, nothing else. So what then happened was they basically one day at a hospital, there was a young doctor, and he was trying to figure out what was wrong. And then he just took one of those hypothermic needles and he poked it into the place that was hurting.
Yeah.
And then all this, like, what do you call it? This yellow shit.
Oh, he drained all the bile and all the fucking the pus and shit.
It was punctuated, and then a bit of stuff came out, and then he was like, "We need to operate immediately. This is like an hour away from bursting." One movement and the size would have bursted inside of me. And after the thing was removed, they said with that size in my body, until it burst, it would have been about 2 or 3 weeks.
Good God.
That would have been immediate death because
you're dead.
Poisoning.
You're gone. It's over.
And the side effect was because it was an inflammation in this flesh, right?
Uh-huh.
They weren't allowed to stitch the wound. So I had to run around 2 to 3 weeks of my life with an open stomach.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, what if I were to punch you in it right now? Like, what if we met up somewhere because you wanted to like either buy me a drink or give me a blowjob? It wouldn't hurt.
It's nothing anymore. It's all grown through. But that was the time when I avoided death.
Well, fan-frickin-tastic.
You can even see, you know how you usually see when you had stitches, you see the wound, like where it was stitched together. You see, like if you would, like the old school, when there was no stitching, you can legitimately see the like place where it grew together naturally.
So if I would take this knife and just stuck you in that spot, would that do anything? I mean, other than the obvious, but I mean, like,
yeah, it would. But you can legitimately where the wound was. I can sink the tip, like the first parts of the fingertips at least go in that wound without doing anything.
I'm really trying hard to care. Okay, so you paid your price of admission. Let's call it that. You got any question for me? I mean, that might be a little more interesting. I don't fucking know.
Asking you questions.
Yeah, sure. Give me something. Come on, man. You gave me a really boring story about death. I didn't even know that was fucking possible. How can a story that involves goddamn close to death be that fucking boring? How is that possible?
I don't know. It's pretty exciting when I was there.
I'm sure you live in it. Guess I had to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there, right? I could have said at that point in time I was very depressed, so I could have just said, "No, I don't want to do it," and then I would have been dead.
That would have been that would have been unfortunate. That would have been unfortunate. That was not a good idea. You don't want to do that.
No. So, Dave, how's your sub count doing? Is it bouncing up and down?
It's going up and down a little bit, but not too bad. It's staying steady, which I'll take.
Yeah, about as steady as the wrestling career of Jinder Mahal, right?
Yeah, right. Hey, you know what? I'll take Jinder Mahal steady right now. He's doing okay.
I don't like the guy.
He's your WWE champion. You better fucking learn to respect it, buddy.
Oh yeah, about as much as I respect. I don't know. I don't know. Is anything I respect?
I don't know. This was a terrible idea. I'm really regretting this fucking choice. All right, Leech, I love you. Tell the kids where they can find you.
YouTube.com/LeechLife. Peace.
He's much better there, I promise. He's much better there. Let's bring in somebody. Let's bring in this fucking guy. You know what? This is a great opportunity because let's bring in a guy who got his balls busted yesterday and fought back. He showed everybody how to fight fucking back. If you didn't watch the show yesterday, you missed a hell of a show, by the way. So Veggie calls into the show at the beginning of the show, and he's not watching the show. So I bust his balls a little bit. I'm like, yeah, you're tanking my duration. Just giving him a hard time. And he says, I'll make up for it. I'll donate. I'm like, oh, sweet. Okay, you better come through. All right, awesome. So I bust him a little bit more, a little bit later on. And the guy, he donates all right. Donates enough to make me eat a fucking pepper. What a great goddamn comeback. Oh, he's gone. Where did he go? Where did he go? Veggie, I was bringing you in. And then he left as I'm telling the entire story. But now I'm giving him to you now. Veggie, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got, man?
Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing today?
Pretty good, man. Just hanging out. Tell me a story. What do you got?
Wanted to tell you the story about how my son survived his crazy heart surgery.
Jesus. Why is everything surgery related today? Okay, go ahead. Tell me about your son, which I am actually very interested in because I'm glad your son's okay.
It starts with my cat that I absolutely hate. I've hated my cat since the day I got it from my wife.
I hate cats too.
Well, when we brought my son home from the hospital, the cat is like automatically interested in him, wouldn't leave him alone. Was always laying down next to him, and you know how they say animals can sense things.
Sure.
You know. Well, when my son was 12 days old, my cat took a shit in my daughter's bedroom. Mm-hmm. And we were staying up all night disinfecting, cleaning and all that stuff until about 4 a.m. And I had dozed off. My wife said that she heard the baby make a weird noise.
Yeah.
So she said, hey, can you go check that out, make sure he's okay? So I go check him out, and he is pale with a tint of blue, not breathing.
Jesus, dude.
Completely just limp when I pick him up. Worst possible thing that can happen to a parent.
Fuck yeah, I would say so. Jesus. Just hearing about it is fucking me up.
Yeah, still talking about it puts a quiver in my voice because
I'm sure
how rough of a time. He's my first biological. I have 2 stepdaughters. Love him like my own, of course. But
of course,
he's my son. So it was
the worst. No, I get it. I get it.
But because that stupid cat took a shit in my girl's bedroom, we were up at that time to hear him make that noise that he made right before he stopped breathing.
Wow.
And so what we did is I had picked him up. His arms went limp when I picked him up. We just started pounding on his back, trying to get something out of him. And he started up just barely crying. And we rushed him to the hospital. Must have been going like 120 miles an hour all the way,
Right.
Put on the gas as hard as I could. And we got there. They had to resuscitate him. I think they said 4 times.
Good God.
Because they kept on losing him. And I'm in Arizona here. Well, we had to go to a different town to get to a cardiac surgeon, and they were originally going to chopper him over there to save time, but the life support mechanism that they were using on the chopper wasn't sustaining him. So this amazing rock star of a cardiac surgeon flew down in the chopper and stayed in the ambulance with him all the way back up to the next town we were going to. And when he was 15 days old, they performed the operation. And after about a month of recovery, he was fit as a fiddle.
Wow.
And that's when he was 2 weeks old. My boy is 15 months old now, and he is healthy as a horse.
That is amazing, man. That kid is going to be a goddamn rock star of some kind. He is going to be an athlete. That's a fighter. You got a fighter on your hands, man. That's amazing. That's an incredible story.
He was my hero when he was 2 weeks old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm just the inspiration that you can draw from that for the rest of your life and his life. It's amazing, man. That is an incredible story. And you better fucking be good to that cat. That better be the most well-treated pussy in your entire house is all I'm fucking saying. That cat is on God level now. Jesus.
Yeah, we're thinking when the cat's time comes, we might just get him stuffed and put him up above the fireplace.
There you go. Stuff that little fucker. I like that. It's good stuff. Incredible story, man. That is pretty crazy. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. Dude. Great story.
All right, take care, man.
I'm really glad your son's okay, brother.
Thank you, Dave.
Take it easy, man. Wow, that's nuts. All right, see? Leech, take notes. I love Leech so much. All right, let's bring in my girl, your girl, our girl from the Spoon Full of Sugar podcast.
Oh, it's me.
It is. And you got your own work now. You got your own little channel doing your own thing. What's going on, Miss Nintendo Babe?
Hey, Dave. I just wanted
really
to say hi.
I got super creepy at the end of it. No, wait. This is not a just say hi. You got to tell me a story. You have to entertain me. You have to amuse me.
Okay. I got one. I
can
sure
talk
about, oh, God. I can probably talk about the first body I've ever processed.
I knew it was going to be something body related because that's your specialty.
I know, like you probably saw my Twitter today. I have like a bunch of anatomy stuff now.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, Nintendo Babe works with bodies. Lots of bodies.
Works with the dead.
Works with
a lot of dead stuff.
Tell me the story. Yeah, first body. I like this. Let's do that.
Oh my God. The first body I've ever processed was really fucking crazy. It was nuts. It was a suicide case, and I was really happy it wasn't stinky. And that was a relief to me. Because normally, yeah, I swear, like they were, the people training me, they were freaking me out. They're telling me it's going to be decom, it's going to be stinky, there's going to be maggots, and then it's disgusting and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Like, let's go. You got a sandwich? Anyone got something to eat? Let's do this.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. I think I can handle this. I think I could put on my big girl pants and just deal with it. So they finally had transportation bring in this body, and oh geez, okay.
It was just a very well kept body.
For the worst. Yeah, I was prepared for the worst, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's still bad because this person's dead, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But anyways, we get this body, just a suicide case, and it was everything was intact. The dude had clothes on. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm Gucci. I'm gonna be all right. I'm real.
You know,
Gucci on this.
I was up with you. I was right there with you right up until I'm Gucci. Now I'm starting to soil. You know, go ahead, please continue.
And then the lady training me, she was telling me, okay, so you're going to fingerprint, you're going to take out the blood, you're going to get him undressed, and you're going to do all this work. And I was like, okay, good, I got this. She told me from the top of the list to the bottom where I had to process the entire body, and I was just like ready to go. I didn't know this when I first started doing this, but the body when you die has a lot of rigor, so that means the body's very like stiff and hard and cold, and I was not prepared for that. And everything was just really hard on this thing, and I was really confused by it because I thought it was going to be all squishy and just whatever, like how bodies are, right? It wasn't, and I was holding this thing like so delicately. I was just like, oh, I don't want to hurt it. And then she's like, Clarissa. And I'm like, what? And she's like, it's fucking dead. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, all right.
You really can't do much more to it at that point. I mean, you guys are about to chop it up and shit and fucking look for stuff. I mean, but that's a realization that you have to go through. I mean, I've been through something very similar during my time when I was in the military. Is when you hype something up in your mind, you think that you have it a certain way.
It wasn't.
It's hard to disconnect. It's hard to disconnect.
It wasn't. It was really tough because it was like it did not feel the same. It was hard. I was like, this is weird. So then I'm over here trying to break this rigor. Like I put the arm all the way back, and it was really hard to do. Like I was like putting all my strength into it, and I put it all the way back of the table, right? Like it's bent in a way it's not supposed to bend in an arm.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Like,
yeah, it's okay.
I know, but still, like for me, I felt it in my stomach where I was like, "Oh, that's gonna hurt if he was alive," you know?
You still gotta get over this. No. It's like, oh man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh no, that's not natural.
No.
It makes this god awful crack. It sounded like a tree branch fucking like breaking off. It was a god awful sound, right?
It's a god awful story.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez. And then I'm over here like trying to take fingerprints of this dude. And I'm like massaging the hand and everything. I got it to, it was weird. I massaged it and like the hand opened up and everything. And I was like, oh, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is not too bad.
And then the fucking thing,
yeah. Right? Oh my God. The fucking hand closes in on me and I'm stuck there.
Oh my
like
God.
my thumb is stuck there. And I'm
gotcha,
like, oh
bitch.
my God.
Fucking
yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't get out of this. And then the trainer, she's like, what happened? And I'm like, the rig is stuck on me. Like, and she's like, what? And I'm like, I can't get out, dude. And I'm like, I'm really trying. He got a grip on my thumb. Dude.
Are you saying that the body had a death grip on you? Oh, yeah. Yes.
I love you. I love
That's why you guys come here. That's why you guys come here. For that shit.
He had a death grip. Oh my God.
Bow. We are all going to hell. Each and every fucking one of us. We're going to hell.
Oh my God. So yeah.
Now,
it was
all right,
so scary.
you know I have to go inappropriate with this, right? I mean, like, okay.
You have to.
Yeah, I have to. I got to ask this question because I've always wanted to ask this to anybody who's worked with dead bodies, any forensic workers. Are you interested in the dead cocks at all? I mean, like, do you look at them? Do you like, I gotta know this thing because it's fucking bizarre to me. Because you got body after body. Do you see the genitalia? Mm-hmm. Do you give a little peek every now and go like, hey, not bad. This guy.
Okay, so here's the thing. You have a lot of like blood that you have to draw from it. So you go from like the hip to the side. So obviously the cock's in the way, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Obviously.
Some less than others.
Right, the cock's in the way, dude. But no, because it doesn't look right. It just doesn't look like a penis. It looks really swole. You know, like a plum. Let's think of like
it's
a plum,
fig now.
Right?
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit! Your man's in the chat. He goes, oh my God! Your man's in the chat. Yeah, I just asked your woman about dead cocks. I'm very sorry, Anthony. I'm really not because the question is more like, do you guys have to measure the dead cocks or anything like that? And do you guys like keep a poll in the office about look at this Mandingo just came in? It's fucking amazing.
Okay, so
I apologize profusely, Claire. I am so sorry. I apologize profusely.
You're fine, dude. No, it looks disgusting. It looks purple. Let me just say that. Like it doesn't look right. I was just like, oh boy. Oh boy, is this dead? But
literally,
no, you don't measure the penis. I don't think that's it.
I mean, like everything else has to get cataloged. Everything's got to get cataloged. I figured I might as well do. Why don't they? You know, just for posterity's sake. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so because we never measure that. Like we never measure everything. We don't measure the shoulder length or anything like that. I think
really?
That's what the doctor.
See, I thought there was like things like that. I thought extensive records. Because you never know when something like that might be important. Like if there's murder suspects and such.
Are like chilling.
Oh, okay. Because like in my head, I'm like, okay, if they ever need a catalog or reference somebody who may have been dead, who had certain foot size, hand size, shoulder size, anything like that.
Right.
Well, it would be good to have those type of measurements, you know. So I don't know, but I guess I'm wrong. The other Anthony says it's okay. My cock ain't dead. Fair enough.
I'm Anthony. So glad, Anthony. I'm glad your cock isn't dead. A1. Thank you.
That's a bonus.
That would give me nightmares.
Claire, go ahead and tell the kids where they can find you because I know you got a couple of different things going on right now, and I want to make sure if you want to hear this and other great stories, please go find her.
All right, I have a podcast, Spoonful of Sugar, and my @ is @NintendoBabe, Nintendo with a 0. You can find me whatever you want to do. I just wanted to say hi to my boy. share some stories with you guys.
And I made you tell a story, a very awkward story. Then I made the story even more awkward because that's what we do. We don't talk enough. I miss you.
I miss you too. That's why I wanted to talk. I was like, oh, Dave's on stream. I need to go talk to him right now. Like, I got to do it. honestly, because our time zones are ridiculous.
It is. But hey, I appreciate you calling in, Claire.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for having me, Dave.
Anytime. You know you have an open invite. You know that. Don't act like you don't have an open invite. Come on. You know that.
Oh, I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother.
Yes, I'm so bothered. See you later, Claire. You big weirdo.
All right.
In the chat, somebody did say she sounds just like Audrey Plaza. She doesn't. She looks like Audrey Plaza too. That's kind of the funny thing. I said the exact same thing. She looks like Audrey Plaza. And she does sound like her. She's very quick the way she is too. It's a lot of fun. Great person. Go check her out. Really amazing. Let's see. We've got all kinds of interesting stuff happening so far. A lot of death. A lot of stories about death and hospitals. I got a feeling that we're going to get a lot of this tonight. Let's take it and see where that goes here. Hound, you're live with Dead on Dave. Tell me a story.
Plebs.
No, don't sup plebs. Come on. What do you got?
Well, I got a pretty good story. I think it's a comedy story about my high school time, which wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, right? Jesus.
Yeah, I guess so. We had a pretty autistic class to start off, so we were pretty much doing all stupid shit.
Were you in an autistic class, or are you using it as in like a
this, right? We were a mixed school. We had the autists and the quote-unquote normal people. They were mixed. I see myself as normal, but I don't know really, seeing as I handle kind of shit differently, so I'm unorthodox, I guess. So I was placed in the autistic class, which was funny enough in its own. So we would have like the weirdest class, right? We go out, on the break, we could smoke weed, do whatever. On a fateful day, we had a incident which involved a pen and sniffing glue.
Were you sniffing the glue?
No, I was not. It was actually involving the two plebs that were the most idiotic ever.
Fair enough.
They're like the gothy kind of type people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the goths love the glue sniffing. Yes, this is true. This
is exactly. Especially when you're like 15, 16.
Of course, yes.
And they're experimenting.
All goths, yes.
Yeah, so this really fat, like I think he was almost your size when you were in your prime.
Ooh.
Keep him at 16.
Tread lightly. Tread fucking lightly. Tread lightly.
We pretty much, he was sniffing glue. They got high or whatever you get off of glue, because I never done it. And he started throwing his pen, but we had one of those walls that had like a cut in with like a window above it. So he threw the pen, it got stuck up there. So we have these like kind of like table kind of deals, like the tops between our tables to separate from, not cheating tests or whatever, or copying, or just talking to each other, because we'll distract each other.
Yeah.
This motherfucker decides it's a good idea to stand on these pieces of wood with his amount of weight, and it's a flimsy piece of wood, to get his pen. He stands on it. Surprise, surprise, the thing collapses and he falls.
Gravity is a motherfucker. This is true.
It was funny as fuck, because all you hear is, ow. Motherfucker stands up, he says, I didn't get my pen. That's it.
Well, I got some good news and bad news for you. Which one would you like first?
A terrible story, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, but good news and bad news. What do you want first? Right.
Surprise me.
Okay, the good news is that story's over. The bad news is, well, you just overtook Leech for fucking Boner of the Night story. Congratulations, Hound. Tell the kids where they can find you, because you're doing all kinds of good stuff.
At Hound_TV. I'm a pleb. You're a pleb. Follow your pleb leader. Thank you.
And he's got a fantastic new interview up with Real Talk to Metaphor Messiah, where he actually doesn't suck.
As well.
Does not suck. He sucks here.
We started a podcast. It's called the Men Podcast. Just a cheap little plug with the Average Gatsby, a shadow humor. If you want to check that out, just the Men Podcast. That's pretty much it.
Riveting. All right, man. You have yourself a good night.
Review.
Oh man, we're like 50-50. We're batting 50% here. Batting 50%. Holy Jesus. Let's Okay, I'm being promised a good feces story. I'm being promised a good poop story. Let's go to Strangle. Strangle's got a poop story. Tell me a story about poop.
Right, it's a poop story preceded by another poop story.
So you're gonna tell me a deuce is what you're telling me? Oh my god, I'm on fucking fire tonight. He's gonna drop a deuce about deuces.
Tune into you. That is awful.
Amazing. I am amazing. Go ahead.
This all happened while I was at my sister's university, which is Cambridge Uni. So nice, classy place for this story to take place. I don't know what was happening that day. I had really the worst diarrhea one could ever have. And I sat down, went in this small, shitty university toilet, baby wipes, because I'm that kind of guy. I'm the
You're
baby
a big
wipes
guy.
kind of
You're a big guy. You're a big giant of a man. You got to carry baby wipes with you. Trust me.
You gotta have baby wipes where you go, man. You've got to use them. It's just as smooth as a baby's bottom. That's why they're called baby wipes.
Yes.
And so my mother chucks baby wipes through the door, just like not looking, typical shit. And I, not looking at the baby wipes, just try and wipe my asshole and scream out in pain because she's not passed me baby wipes. She's passed me Domestos toilet bleach wipes.
Why did she have those?
She thought they were just really cheap baby wipes that came in a very small, convenient packet.
Oh, that's fantastic. So she tried to bleach your bungus. That's great.
That's forever known as the bleached asshole story.
Did you ever take a picture of it afterwards? Because, I mean, that's something that you got to kind of do. If you bleach your own asshole. I didn't.
Take a picture of my bleached
Fangoria would have gave you $25 for that shot.
I imagine he would have, but dear God. Why? Why would I do something so heinous? But this precedes a story.
All right.
That happened on the exact same day. So we were scheduled to go into the town centre on that day.
Okay.
My asshole. I'm walking around like a penguin, in an extreme amount of pain. I think, oh God, the diarrhea's back. I've got to go for a shit again.
Right.
So I go into this centre, and this is why it's now known as the Grafton incident, because it was a centre called the Grafton Centre.
Okay.
I honestly, there are tales about me at Cambridge. I'm very well known now.
Maybe the only poop stories in the history of fucking Cambridge.
Actually, no, don't. No, Dave. There's another. If you want to hear another poop story afterwards, I've got another one.
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna stop it at 2. But please finish this.
Okay. We'll keep going with 2. So I go
just for the sake of numbers being correct. I mean, number 2. That's good.
It's a bit odd.
It's pretty good.
So I go into the toilet, take a shit. It's the worst. It's the worst I've ever been. I feel awful, but at least it's out of me.
Yeah.
The problem now is, I've wiped, and it's not going down. There's so much shit that it's not going down. So I'm left with one of 2 choices. I either keep wiping and flood the toilet with these shitty toilet wipes.
Yeah.
Shove some toilet in my chungus hole and try and do a little waddle out into the next cubicle with no one seeing me. I do both. I, at first, tried to keep wiping to the point where they were piling up on the floor and I was sitting on top of toilet wipes, which I've just cleaned my asshole with. And then I just immediately got up. And there's this cleaning lady standing right outside the door, waiting.
You're not getting out of that one.
Yeah, I've no idea how they knew, and I still, to this day, have no idea how they knew. But they fucking knew.
Yeah.
Because the toilet wipes were piling up outside the door. However, I waddle past her, just not making eye contact. She's standing there with this pooper scooper, valiant like a trident.
Right.
She just walks in. I go into the cubicle, the one after it, because you don't want to go in right next to it and have a bang on the wall or something and say, "You're a cunt."
Right.
Look at what you've done to this toilet. So I go in there. And it's all good. It's all good. Wipe. There's enough toilet paper. It's not blocked by feces. I go out the door, clean my hands, try not to make eye contact, but I think she's gone at that point.
Okay.
Go out. And then, the nature of diarrhea, how it tends to come back repeatedly.
Yes, I know the nature of fucking diarrhea. Yes. Oh.
So just as I've gone to the toilet, just as I've left the building, I think, oh God, I need to go again. So I turn around, going back into the toilet, past the people who have already seen me wash my hands, maybe swan about in there for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I go into a completely different cubicle and block that one. It's almost the exact same situation.
You've got some serious fucking bombs. There's no question about that. Holy God,
It's
dude.
horrible.
You're never using my toilet. You cannot come into my house. There you go.
Think when I take a shit, I wish I was gay because that's the size of the dick I could take. So, you know, it's all in perspective, Dave.
It is all in perspective, as this story surely will be. Man, everyone's giving Leech a run for his money. All right, Strangle, thanks a lot, buddy. You got anything going on you want to tell the kids about?
Very welcome for that. Pardon?
You got any projects or anything going on you want to tell the kids about?
Any projects? There's nothing. I'm on Shot from the Point sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. All right, man. There was a guy in a costume tonight. You might be fucking replaced permanently. Who knows?
I saw the two Mario brothers.
Oh,
fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Strangle. You have a good night. Oh, please, somebody give me fucking something. I'm begging. I don't even know what to do right now. Okay, let's go. Here, I dated Ryme. I'm putting my faith in you. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Tell me a story? What was I thinking? Tell me a story, David.
Right. I thought I was doing haikus. I wrote a haiku.
You got, okay, good. All right, I like that. Give me a haiku.
Come home after work. Flop face, first face into my bed. I am a pancake.
All right. Thank you, David.
I have a story as well.
You know, you wasted it. You wasted it on a horrible
Dave,
haiku.
Come on, please, let me tell my story.
You get one.
Please,
does it involve pancakes?
Dave.
Be honest.
It doesn't involve pancakes.
Is it a fast story? Tell me it's a fast story.
So basically what happened one time was, went into Manchester, went to a meeting, got ready to go to this meeting, got everything ready, packed, and run for the bus loads and loads of time. Really panicking because I thought I was late. Got to Manchester, sat down waiting for this meeting, waited like half an hour because I was waiting for them to call me in.
Okay.
Looked down at the sheet, I was 2 days late.
You were 2 days late for the meeting?
Yeah, I thought it was like the day of that day, and it wasn't that day.
All right, I'm going to go now. Thank you very much.
They told me I can have pancakes, so peace.
Fuck out of here. Oh, my God. All right. You know what? Fuck it. At this point, let's go ahead and bring in a guy that I probably won't be able to understand a fucking word that he says because it'll be an improvement. It is Will Gaming Fault Dylan. He's Rodimus 8 on Twitter, Gaming Fault right here on YouTube. It's Will Dylan. What's going on, buddy? Tell me a story.
Right, a story, Dave. Let's think.
Wait, you didn't have. Wait. I have been going for 38 minutes, Will. You have been sitting and waiting to call for at least 20 of those minutes. How the fuck is it think is the first thing that you fucking say when I call you up?
Dave, I was building up. Sorry, I moved my mic a little bit back.
Do you have a question or something instead?
No, I was going to tell a story. I was building up to a joke, but you cut me off the joke.
Well, yeah, I kind of ruined that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was going to tell the story how I ripped my foreskin, but no. Wait
a second. Wait. Did you seriously rip your foreskin? No, wait a second.
No.
Wait, hold on.
I got chopped off. I got chopped off years ago.
Oh.
No, it's a wrestling story.
Because I did rip my foreskin.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I did rip my foreskin.
No, it's a wrestling story involving your favorite wrestler of all time, Shawn Michaels.
Okay, all right. You got my interest piqued.
Now, this was my first WWE live event ever, and it was a DX reunion tour. So it was the last year of Shawn Michaels before he retired.
Okay.
So DX were in the ring with John Cena versus Legacy. Mm-hmm. After it's all done, they're going round shaking the fans' hands and all that. So I go to shake the hand of Triple H. Shawn Michaels is coming round. Now, all these kids are right in front of me and Marie. And Marie was getting quite upset because she loves Shawn Michaels. Like you do, performer, everything, she loves Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And because she couldn't get anywhere close because all these kids I just grabbed her by the back and pushed her right forward, pushing all these kids to the ground just so she can get to Shawn Michaels.
See,
so yeah, kids failed because I pushed my wife to Shawn Michaels.
You beat up a bunch of children so your wife could meet Shawn Michaels. That is fantastic. That's romantic, Will. That's romantic. And I think it's also illegal, but good job.
Well, she loves him, so I think she loves him more than me anyhow.
Well, I mean, I can't really blame her for that. It's Shawn Michaels. All right, Will, was that the story?
That's the story. Yeah, of course had a story for you. I wasn't going to sit there and try and think of one.
Well, I didn't know. Jesus Christ. Are you listening? Are you seeing what's happening tonight?
Yeah.
Good God. All right, Will, thank you very much. Go ahead and tell the kids where they can find you.
They can find me over at The Gaming Fault on YouTube and also on Twitter at Rodimus8.
Yeah, he's ripping off my routine now, so make sure that the routine I ripped off from A-Drive, he's ripping off from me. Make sure you go check that out. It's amazing. A copy of a copy is never a good thing. Remember, multiplicity tells us all these things. All right, buddy? Have a good night. No, I'm actually really proud of you. He's doing good stuff. I love anybody who's creating Pokemon content. I think it's fantastic, and Will's very Scottish, and that's just unique all in itself. All right, buddy.
Thank you, Dave.
Take it easy. Good stuff. All right, so since we need a little bit of a break from these awful fucking stories, let me tell you, since I started a little bit of the foreskin story, let's go ahead and tell that story. I've only told it once on the air before. Let's go ahead and tell it because it is one of my favorite stories, and my wife is shaking her head relentlessly. No, I should not tell the story again, but I'm going to tell the story again right here live for you. And here we go. All right. So I am 19 years old. I just came back from, it was after Exodus. So this had to be 2002, excuse me. 2002. I was in the middle. I just ended AIT. Advanced Individual Training at Fort Gordon, Georgia. I went home what was known as hometown recruiting. Okay. I went back to Las Vegas. And the whole plan was I was marrying my girlfriend, marrying my longtime girlfriend. We already had it agreed. I got the rings and all of this stuff. And when I came back home, buy the rings, I ask, she says no. I take the rings back. I buy a PS2 and all the games that Sears had at the time. So I'm very depressed during this time. I got like 2 or 3 weeks of hometown recruiting. This happened like day fucking 1. So I'm depressed, and I have longtime friends who are trying to console me and make me feel better about the situation. It's wonderful. And one of those friends is my best friend, Justin's ex-girlfriend, Brittany, who I had messed around with before he got with her. We've always kind of danced around, and she had quite literally the greatest pair of breasts I've ever seen in my life. Well, at least up to that time. I was only 19. I really didn't know shit. So she's over and everything, and we're hanging out, and she's kind of messing with me because I was a little bit bluesy. I just talked to my ex, and we just kind of made it official that we're done. So she's messing with me, and I'm telling her, you need to stop, because she was kind of being a little, you know, that type of messing where you kind of want something to happen with it. I go, if you don't stop, you're going to get the shit fucked out of you. I'm just letting you know right now. That's where I was. She kept going, so we started going at it. Ferociously. I am not a mark person. I don't leave marks. I don't like marks. I've just never been my thing. I turn her into a fucking leopard within minutes. I am just going absolutely fucking crazy. Amazing. So I get her over to the bed because we actually started on the floor. I get over to the bed and we start going at it, and I'm pounding away. Do not use a condom. Don't know what I was thinking there, but hey, it was a heat of the moment type thing. Heat of the moment. So we're going, and I start like just noticing it was warm. It was extremely warm. Everything was warm. And I look down, and there's blood. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Brittany, why the fuck didn't you tell me that you were on your period? She goes, I'm not. I go, bullshit. Look at this shit. She goes, oh shit. So I pull out. She goes, she gets up, and yeah, it's not her. It's me. Ripped my fucking foreskin. Just peeled it back like a fucking banana. It's awful. So she starts freaking out a little bit. Actually, she was actually kind of cool about it, but I'm freaking out because I'm 19 and my dick is fucking ripped, right? So I go run into the bathroom. I sit in my bathtub with a goddamn towel around my dick, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do at this point, because I have no idea what I'm doing. She is kind of just in the bathroom next to me, kind of cleaning up a little bit, not very much. Then we get a knock at my window, which was also an entrance to my room, because that room up to that point, that was the last time I'd ever lived in that room, but that was, it had its own entrance. It was basically an apartment that was attached to my parents' apartment, but I paid rent and stuff. So I get a knock at my window, and who the fuck do you think it is? That's right, kids. It's my best friend, Justin, her ex-boyfriend. So he comes into the house, and he's like, what's going on here? Because I was like, what are we going to do, hide that we're not here? Yeah. So I let him in, and he's like, so what's going on? I'm like, all right, look. Not going to lie here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the reality of the situation. We started to get down, and now my dick's bleeding. And he's like, well, okay. Because how do you process something like that your best friend just fucked your ex-girlfriend, and then he bled inside of her? How do you process something like that? Well, Justin, I'll tell you exactly how he processed it. He decided to take her home, and he took her home. Had sex with her in the car outside of the house 5 minutes after this happened without a condom. Justin, being the soul that he was, walks back into the house, cocky as can be, and says, well, we're blood brothers now. And I threw up. There is the story. Let's take another one. Follow that motherfucker. Let's bring in Cunt Fart. You're live with that on Dave. Tell me a story. Cunt Fart. Cunt Fart. Fuck you. Sale Hayton. You're live with that on Dave. Tell me a story. Tell me a story, buddy. What's up?
Okay, so here's one for you. This involves drugs, guns, police, and hookers, if that's cool.
All right, I like to start. Let's go.
Okay, so this is about the first time I tripped LSD a few years ago, and so I'm hanging out with some friends, and we're all hanging, smoking, being a bunch of just juvenile delinquents, and he pops the question of, hey, you guys wanna trip some acid? I'm like, sure, why not?
Because that's the natural response. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So first of all, we call the guy, and he's like, I'm not home, but you can break into my house. Why not? So we break into his house with a tire iron.
No red flags here at this point. Like nothing's popping up going.
No.
Man, this is not good.
No. The cops come later. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we go in, we get the drugs. We go back to his house. We do said drugs. And they're starting to kick in a little bit.
I just want to keep track. I just want to keep track here. So far, we got a breaking and entering, and we have stealing of drugs, and then taking of drugs. Okay, please continue.
Well, the dealer said we could do it. Just
Yeah.
But whatever. So we decide to go back to this field behind his house to just kind of hang out. Now I should preface it this: I live in the dirty South, so this is all pretty stuff. But I have a gun on me.
Okay.
Which is a great idea if you're ever going to trip acid. Just make sure you have a gun on.
And make sure it's loaded. Absolutely.
Of course. And so they're like, "Hey, so want to pop off a few rounds?" And I'm like, "Sure, that's a great idea, right?" And so I shoot one round, and immediately we hear somebody like yelling, screaming, like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh hell, time to get the fuck out of here," right?
Yeah, I would say so.
And so yeah, we go back to the house and we're hanging out. And we're like, "Well, that could have gone better, right?" We're all, we've all at this point strapped our brains to rocket ships and shot it to the fucking moon.
Sure.
We're gone. So about 10 minutes later, we see Toots walk by the window, and we're like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be fun."
Oh boy.
So meanwhile, right when he sees this, he's grabbing, bongs, bowls, all this, and he's just throwing them in his room, like, oh hell. He's like, I'll handle this. And I'm like,
yes, that's exactly the attitude you want him to have at this point. Okay.
And so he goes out there, and I immediately go and run to the bathroom. Which, by the way, if the cops ever get called and you have a gun on you, don't do this.
No.
I threw the gun in the bathroom, and I was just like, I don't even have a gun. What are you talking about?
Right. What?
Don't do that. First
what
of all,
gun?
yeah. But he comes back in, and he's like, hey, the cops want to talk to you. So you said you'd handle this. And, so I put my sunglasses on because I don't know if you know, if you trip acid, your eyes get super. And
sounds like a pretty good move. Sunglasses at night. Who would ever suspect you of anything? Yeah, good.
Oh, it's midday, but it's overcast, so it's still really weird.
Sunglasses indoors, still. Go ahead.
Yeah, still. So yeah, I go out there. I'm shaking like a leaf. I'm scared as shit. I'm a young 19-year-old kid. This was years ago. And he's like, so were you shooting a gun? And I'm like, and he's like, lift up your shirt for me. Do you have a gun on you? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, lift up your shirt then. And I'm like, what? He's like, lift up your shirt. And so I lift up my shirt, sees there's no gun, and he's like, good, because I don't like surprises. Where's the gun? And I'm like, it's in the bathroom. And he's like, all right, whatever. And he has the homeowner, walk in and show him where the gun is. Meanwhile, his mom's in the back. She's a hooker dirty south, and that's what people's moms do.
Okay, apparently, yep.
So all kinds of crime happening in the house all at once.
Copious amounts of crimes, yes.
Yeah, and so I'm just sitting, shaking like a leaf, freaking out, and the cops can tell I'm freaking out. They know something's up. But he runs numbers on the gun. Everything comes back clean. All that. He's like, whatever. And meanwhile, there's a canine unit in the back just losing his fucking mind. He's running around in the back, fucking. There's shit in there. Get him. But no, to our surprise, they're just like, all right, well, there's no noise ordinance here, and you're outside of city limits, so you didn't break any crimes. Just fucking quit it. Right. We're like, yes, sir. And they leave. And that was that. But and then we all went inside. We're pretty well buzzed at this point. And then the ice cream truck comes by, and we all get ice cream. And that was the first time I tripped acid.
I will tell you this. If somebody would have told me that tonight that I would get a story that involved drugs, a hooker, guns, police, and ice cream, I would have told that person. I would have told that person there was no way that story could fucking suck, and I'd be goddamn wrong. How the fuck does that story suck, Sale? How does that story suck? I don't know.
I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a good story. It's my favorite story.
In the future, condense it.
Fair enough.
Condense it. I think you got yourself a really great short story there in the future.
Fair enough.
Right, bud?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. Yeah, are you doing drugs now?
Nope. No.
You might want to start.
No, of course not. No.
Right.
Why? No. Who do you think I am?
All right, Sal. I appreciate you, buddy.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Do you have any projects or anything that you want to plug?
You can go and subscribe to me on YouTube, Sale Hayton, just as it's spelled, SayleAyten. Doing a podcast, going to be uploading a lot of live music from this area. Working very closely in Jackal right now, so be on the lookout for that. Come give me a subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, same spelling.
Good stuff, man. Thanks
man.
A lot. Have a good night. Oh, God. All right. I about had my fucking fill. I probably should just play Pokemon. Let's get some quick stories. All right. You got a story, a haiku, a poem, or a question? What do you got for me? Ghost, you're live with Dead on Dave.
Hello?
What's up, man?
All right. So this
quick story. This is going to be a quick story. Yeah, it's a quick story.
All right, fine. All right, Destiny the Taken King. I know I'm gonna get shit for that to begin with.
Okay.
All right, so it's on pre-order. Me and my friend go to GameStop to go pick it up. We find this guy like outside the front, like eating a Big Mac. That's like half his size. He's like nom, and we're just gonna stay away from that guy. Hello?
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea.
All right, but Yeah, I can't really hear you that well.
Fucking great.
All right, but so we go in there, we hang out, and then all of a sudden he comes up to us, and then he's all like, "Hey guys, what are you?" And then I'm like, "Fucking, I don't know. I'm a fucking hunter. He's a Titan." And then so we all leave. My friend exchanges gamer tags with him, cause fuck it, I don't know why.
Why not? Yeah.
So after a while, like after a couple months, he actually joins our party, and me and my friend are playing trials because fuck it, we do that. And then he's like talking shit to us. He's like calling us faggots. He's queer, all that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And then my friend's like going off on him, calling him a fucking like they're both going at it. And then I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck just happened? And he leaves. I go with him, my friend, and then he's like, your friend's stupid. Your friend's gay. He says he's gonna fucking abandon you, but he isn't. But so after all that happens, we go in and we play Ark together. We all did because he was pretty cool for a while, but then he started being stupid. So me and my friend, well, mostly him, destroyed his world in Ark.
Hey! Do you remember what I said at the beginning of this? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's short. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we passed. Skip to the end. Give me the punchline.
All right, so let's just say that he got mad and started messing us both. That he's gonna come and find us and kill us.
Okay.
And he was talking shit out of his ass because that never happened. That's pretty much. I whenever I tell it, all my friends say that it's
fantastic.
Stupid, but
yeah, well, they're right. They're right, Ghost. All right, buddy. You got any projects?
Not really. I'm not really a big YouTuber. I mean, me and my friends do a little bit of streaming once in a while.
All right. Well, do you want to plug it?
Legion of the Undead. Fucking, I don't know. I forgot our.
Oh my god! All right.
All
thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Well, here's the reality of our current situation. You see, sometimes as a YouTuber, as a creator, you've got to try new things. You have ideas in your head that are a lot better than they could actually, happen. We're going to take one more. God, everybody that I want to take a story from, they talk in fucking novels. And we need, nerd, you're going to be the final story of the night. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck yeah, man.
You got to start,
all right,
please.
So I just joined, so all right, good. I just joined.
You have a quick
so
story.
I didn't, perfect.
Listen, nobody else seems to understand the concept of this. Quick story. They don't seem to get
so
it.
I got a Pokemon Go story, so it'll be 2 seconds. I
All
think
right,
about this every time I play about Pokemon Go. So I was working 14-hour weeks. There's rare Pokemon spawned behind my house. It's 3 a.m. I decide, fuck it, I won't sleep. I'm gonna go and play Pokemon Go. So this is when Pokemon Go first started coming out, and so I was walking around the streets, and this van kept fucking like kind of creeping up on me, right? Well, they pull up and they're like, "Hey, you playing Pokemon Go?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I am. What's up?" And it's a girl, and she's like, "Well, like, do you want to play Pokemon Go with me? And like, you just hop in, like, we'll just like smoke or something, like play Pokemon Go." And I was like, "What the fuck?" So she's like, "All right, that was a little creepy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want to hop in?" And I was like, "Nah, sorry. I gotta go to bed. Whatever. Fuck it."
Don't get in
like,
that van. Don't get in that van.
I know, but so I walk around like 5-10 more minutes, and she sees me after I just said, "Yeah, I'm going home." So she like stops again, and is like, "Hey, like, do you want to like smoke and we'll play or something?" And I was like, "No, I gotta go to bed. Like, don't worry." She's like, "No, I know, like it's cool." And this happens a total of 3 times. And then she fucks off, right? But then I start feeling really bad, and I'm like, "Fuck, maybe she's lonely." And then I was like, fuck, maybe I could fuck this chick if I get in that van. Because I'm 21 at the time, and my dick thinks for itself. Needless to say, she's the one that got away. So every time I play Pokemon Go at night, I think, God, I could have fucked that girl that one time, maybe.
Or you could have got turned into a fucking lampshade. More than likely, it's the latter. You avoided death.
She's pretty hot, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's better bait. You're not going to get a big fat bitch in a fucking van to goddamn kill somebody. No. You get a hot chick driving the van, and that way you got all the murderers in the back, and they turn you into a goddamn lampshade. You made the right move. Oh, God.
Yeah, but I think about that a lot, though. The one that got, still.
Well, next time, get in the fucking van there. What can I say? Next time, get in the goddamn van.
All right. Well, all right. Glad I got that one off my chest. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy. Okay. Well, that's going to do it. That's going to do this one, I think. I can't keep going through these because none of them are going to be fast. None of them. You could pick one. You want to pick one? She can't even see. She can't read. Oh, baby, you picked the longest-winded motherfucking guy. Super Tobes, you're going to be the final caller because my wife picked you. So,
how you doing, Dave?
Please, I'm begging you. Short. You don't understand the concept of short stories, like ever.
No.
So let's try, because wait before you start. Listen to me. This is very important. My life is in your hands right now because I'm going to kill myself. So let's keep that in mind before we do this. Now, this is a lot of responsibility. Can you handle that?
Yes, I can handle that.
Tell me your story. Final story of the night.
My story is about my first ever fight.
Okay, I like this.
Okay, yeah. So me and my group of friends at the time, we were very close, and we decided to throw a fancy dress-up party. And we've invited people from school and things like that, and about 50 or so people showed up to this rich guy's house. And I arrived at the time. I was dating this girl called Samantha. Fuck you, bitch. And I walk into the house, and everything was cool. I was wearing this really cool suit that I borrowed from my dad with a sparkling bow tie, and I walk in very confident, very very slick.
Okay.
And I start looking for her because I knew she was there in the party. I start looking for her in an hour nonstop. And I was like, okay, this is getting weird. She said she was here. People saw her before, and this is just weird. I can't do this. And my friend tells me that she went upstairs, and I never checked upstairs. And as soon as I opened the room, like right in front of the stairs, I saw her and one of my friends at the time. Like what?
Going to Pound Town, doing the horizontal polka, that monster mash, those getting up in that net, body rocking, knocking the boots. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I was. Yeah. It wasn't like. It didn't register to me at first, so I looked and I realized it was her, and I realized it was him, and I closed the door, and I was like in utter shock, and I just stood there for a second, not knowing what to do. And for about 30 seconds in, I just opened the door, and I see him, he's getting dressed, and I punched the fuck out of his face. I was wearing, dressing up all fancy, so I had a ring in my on my hand, and I just went full down pummeling so hard. I've never gotten in a fight before. I'm too much of a pussy, too much of a pacifist.
Right.
But this is like a line crossed, and I punch him repeatedly. That to this day, I saw him just a few weeks ago, and he had the mark of the ring right where I punched him once.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like the icing on the cake. To this
Lasting
day,
memory.
every time I feel mad, yeah, to this day, every time I feel bad, I just remember that moment and that punch and that that instant feeling of relief of just getting the fucking shit, beating the fucking shit out of someone who wronged me, and to this day, I never want to do that again. But I'm praying
Oh, you
for
kind of
someone
do.
to do
I
that
can
to
tell
me.
you kind of
Yeah,
do.
but I'm
You want to do it again.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Vigilante justice. That's your calling.
Yeah.
Let's leave liberal land and go to a rock star vigilante village. That's what we need to do,
Yeah.
Mr. Super Tubs.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, man. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the story, buddy.
All right, thank you, Dan.
Thanks a
Dan,
lot, man.
just real quick, wait. Did you watch the Game of Thrones trailer?
Which one?
The one they just released.
Well, if I was doing the show, how the fuck could I have seen it? They just released it.
Well, no, not during the show, just like an hour before the show.
No, I was watching Tommy's show.
Oh, of course.
All right, Super. I'll go watch it now. Take it easy, buddy.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, so this was an interesting one. You know, it's like, look, I've got to pick and prod at some of the stories. This is just how it's going to be. And I appreciate everybody who decided to tell a story tonight. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And trust me, I'm very well aware of that. I've got a lot of stinkers myself. It's not a big deal. But it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys did too. Everyone has a story, and sometimes it's kind of good to highlight. And I was hoping to see if this was going to work. Let's see if we could do something like this every now and then. And I'm going to have to refine it. We're going to refine it. Thank you guys very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions. We've got a lot of Pokemon packs to open for you tomorrow now, thanks to an amazingly generous donation earlier in the show. Thank you very much for that. Cannot thank you enough, Charles. You guys have a fantastic night. We will see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Keep it copious, folks, and remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends or a really good fucking story. See you next time. And peace.
Here's your winner